Hey, Greg and Renee. This just want to kind of give you an overview of what we have around us. This is obviously the Bay Area. Right here, you have San Francisco at the top, and we're in Redwood City right here. And then San Jose is the bottom. Oakland's at the top up there, and this is the Golden Gate Bridge is right here. Now, there is interesting thing here is that in this area here, Muir Woods, it actually has a lot of the big trees as well. We've taken many people there, just being that visit us and stuff. It's a very cool walk. It's got some great trees, great views, that kind of thing. You have a lot of tons of redwoods, basically. So that's something that potentially could just do in a little day trip or whatever. It's not too terribly long. To obviously have places to go to in San Francisco. We could do kind of, I typically will do what we call staircase walks, and so that could take like 2 or 3 hours, and you get all different kinds of views of the city and into the bay and all that kind of stuff. We would find staircases and to go through different parts of the city, and you could. One of the areas we like to do is Presidio is really good. That used to be an old military base, and so you could see the golden. Now, obviously, you can see the Golden Gate, all the different landscape and everything like that. But you would get just great views of being able to. You actually can get an idea of all these different walking paths that are here. But anyway, so this would be a great thing we could do as well. That's something we could do in San Francisco. So we'll scroll back out of that, and as you can see, as I scroll up more, you can see here. You see, again, we're right here in Redwood City. This is Monterey, which is where Renee's been before, and I had talked about taking, going down to Hearst Castle, those kind of things. There's been a big fire that's been through here, but anyway, you take Highway 1. Here's Pebble Beach. This is really Pebble Beach right in here. This is where Pebble Beach is, and so you can see that, and then this is the golf course where they have all the big golf tournaments and all that kind of stuff. And this is Carmel Bay, which is really nice. Carmel is super, super nice. You have some amazing restaurants here, very European feel to it and stuff. So that's very cool. And then so we could scroll out of that. Then we could turn around and take Highway 1 down, basically, and you could see all kinds of great sights down through Highway 1, like even going down through here and looking at Highway 1. You can go through the Big Sur and then go down through. You see how literally the mountains come right into the ocean. Basically, it's a beautiful view that you get here. This is Seal Beach Outlook. You get some, again, you get great views, and this obviously the sunset. This is, you see all the seals. They'll come and they'll sit here and all that kind of stuff. So that's Seals Beach, basically. And so let's go back out of that. We'll go back into the map, and then we could take Highway 1 all the way down, and you could go down and you see some pretty amazing places. Then Paso Robles here, you had San Simeon. This is where the Hearst Castle is. And you kind of get an idea of what this looks like. And it looks like it's temporary closed right now. I don't know if it'll be open in April or not, but you kind of get an idea. You see there's an airport right here. And then you can kind of, Hearst Castle is up on top of the mountain here, which is the difference in elevation between sea level up to here is 2,000 feet, basically. It's pretty impressive. And the way they did this, and so you can kind of get an idea of what that is. You're up at the Hearst Castle here, and then you're able to look out and see out over the ocean and stuff. It's pretty impressive. So anyway, so it's a pretty amazing place to visit and go from there. So anyway, so that's that. I don't know necessarily if you keep going down south, and then there's Santa Maria, and then you get all the way down here to Santa Barbara's a pretty amazing place as well, just below Vandenberg Air Force Base down here. It's an old, very Latino, Mexican, because obviously California was settled by the Spanish, basically. You have it's just got a lot of Spanish flair to it, and when you go there and stuff, it's a beautiful city. This is the missionary. the whole thing, the Catholic churches, what they did was they actually had missions all up and down California that were a day's walk from each other. So you could go from literally the Mexican border all the way up to the top of California, and you could walk for 8 hours in a day, and you go from mission to mission basically, and they have them all spread out throughout the thing. But anyway, Santa Barbara itself is just, it's a beautiful spot. It's a very nice spot. That's almost down to LA. You can see LA is just right here. So anyway, getting back up to here, you see, as you can see, Yosemite is not very far at all from us. It's only, it's not far at all. It's probably 2-3 hours, something like that. Like if I go to Yosemite from Yosemite Valley from our place home is 3 hours and 50 minutes. In order to get there, and so as you have to wind your way up. Highway 120 is typically the way we go in, and you kind of just got to take your time. But it's a beautiful spot. I know that Glacier Point. I think is it Glacier Point open, or yeah, I guess it is. It's open now. Okay, cool. So anyway, I think the thought was that it would potentially might be closed when I saw it. But anyway, you kind of get an idea for this is Yosemite, and you kind of can see the valley. This is the valley right here that we go through. It's a pretty amazing place, and just to see, I think it's like 3,000 or 4,000 feet elevation drop. Like here's the famous Half Dome right here and stuff, and Glacier Point's right here, and you get a view of looking at it that way and stuff, which is really, really cool. The Iwani Hotel is right here. So the thought is too, if you look out, if we go back to here, and you go, if you go out, and you see there's Yosemite right there. You see Kings Canyon has a lot of big sequoia trees as well, and same thing for Sequoia National Park as well. Oh, the other thing about Yosemite, let me tell you about this real quick, is this is typically right down through here. Where's Mariposa? Mariposa Grove. This is where all the big trees are in Yosemite. This is Mariposa Grove, and you can see the different redwoods. And this is one of the trees here. Looks like somebody made a video of this, but basically you can walk through the tree. It's just it's a pretty amazing place. I'm sure Greg would love that. So that's Mariposa Grove, which is on the south side of Yosemite. When we stayed before, we actually stayed here. Come on, where's my mouse is not responding. Okay, let's do this. Let's make that. Okay, so we actually stayed, there's Mariposa Grove, and we stayed just right here outside of Fish Camp, what they call Fish Camp, at a place. And we stayed here, and we took our neighbors there. This is the little lodge place we stayed at. Get an idea of the facility. Nice little place. Beautiful spot. And it was, had a full kitchen, cook our own food, all that kind of good stuff. We could always go back there and stay here for a few days. One of the other thoughts I had as well is, we go we go into Yosemite for a day, because the thing about it, you can go into Yosemite and then stay out here at Mariposa, and then because there's not many hotels in here. It's obviously it's very wilderness in a sense, and obviously you have the Yosemite Valley, which would it has I think it has a hotel and cabin and cabins basically. And I tried to look at them. I think there are majority of them are already booked. I don't necessarily know if we could get a spot already in Yosemite Valley. I don't think it's available from my initial check yesterday. One of the things, the most beautiful parts of Yosemite to me is Tioga Road, which is this road. This is Highway 120 that goes on the top side of Yosemite. And Tuolumne Meadows is just an amazing place. It's about 9,000 foot elevation, and you can see what it looks like. It's just an amazing place. Now, I don't necessarily know. Depends on the weather in the winter. I don't know if this will be open in April, because typically you kind of can get an idea, because this is the east gate for Yosemite Entrance is on the east gate here, and this is some of the highest parts of the park itself. I think this entrance here is 10,000 feet elevation, And this is probably taken in the summertime. You still have snow and stuff. So anyway, but I don't necessarily know when this will open. And on that top side, I'd love to take you guys up here. This Tioga Road is what it's called. And it's pretty amazing. It's a you get a pretty spectacular view if you scroll down here, and you can kind of get an idea of the different change. You kind of work your way down through into the backside, and you see all of this granite and you know, that kind of stuff. And you kind of come down through this channel or this valley basically to get out of the get out of the elevations and go from there. But anyway, it's pretty amazing. So and then okay, so the thought is that okay, so that's Yosemite, which we could definitely spend a few days there and just really enjoy it. The other thought was, you know, we could actually go down to Kings Canyon, which is again not very far. You get Kings Canyon, and again, it's just that is another amazing place as well. You have all the big redwoods there as well, and obviously this is some type of spring or summertime, and you get the waterfalls and everything, and you get to see it's very and somewhat it doesn't have all the majesty of Yosemite, but still it's a pretty amazing place. You have the General Grant tree, which I think is what's it say, the third largest tree in the world, basically. And so if you want to see the huge redwoods, this is, General Grant tree is the one that's one of the largest ones in the world, which is cool. But again, you get to see some pretty amazing places. Roads like this, we would drive on and stuff, which would be cool. Very, very cool. Again, you get more information about the various redwoods in the park. And again, this is in Kings Canyon Park. So that would be right there. And then there's obviously Mount Whitney, which is the highest point in continental U.S. And then here's the Sequoia National Forest as well. It's just a little bit south. And again, you would have, again, major redwoods. Get different ways. This would probably be something that we would see if we went there at that time of year in April. And again, you would get great elevation. We've been here. We've taken the family to spots like this before. And this looks like some of the higher points here, which is cool. We could hike up there. This looks like Sequoia National Forest Park. So it's pretty amazing, the diversity of the landscape, and just the whole California itself is a pretty amazing place. And so anyway, so that you hopefully get an idea. And again, that's Sequoia National Forest, and we could literally visit all those things. And you have Death Valley, which is just right over the hill from it, basically. And you literally go from the highest point of Mount Whitney to at over 14,000 feet, which is right in here, basically right there. Then you go just right over here to Death Valley, and you're like 200-300 feet below sea level. So you have a transition almost 15,000 feet between here and between here, which is pretty impressive. So anyway, just want to let you know those are some options of what we can do. Think about what you like to do, and obviously Sonoma's up here in Napa. Napa's just right there. It's not far at all from the house. And but anyway, so we can talk some more, and I'll be looking into some flights for you and stuff like that, and I'll make another video for that, so you kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. All right, we'll see you.